Are you married?
No, Glenn, this is my podcast.
I'm 10% of what I put on social media is what I want you to see. 90% of other people put 90% of their lives on social media.
How then do you now fall in love with the space?
I think the minute you put on that mic,
Yeah.
there is something that happens. You learn the science of radio. FIFA 2010.
Yeah.
We worked and people didn't pay us in time or they robbed us, I don't know.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dine and Dialogue. Of course, I'm your host, Lerato Molefe. And I have a special guest joining me today who is going to help me get through the meal that is going to be sitting in front of us while, of course, we engage in great conversations. Now, this individual that I'm with today is an all-rounder. Yeah, I think that is the best way that I can describe him. He's an all-rounder when it comes to the entertainment business. He's been around for forever. And yeah, man, he just keeps going, hey? He's not stopping. He just keeps going. If you're wondering who it is that I am talking about Mr. CELANI, the famous MC, the sharp MC. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I am very well. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. We are at Turn and Tender in Bombela. And so far, actually we've been here before. It's crazy because the very first episode of Dine and Dialogue took place right here. So,
okay.
Yeah, this is where it took place. So this place is always going to hold a special place in my heart. And I had a good show when I came here the first time.
Oh.
So I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful. Now, before we go any further, if mhlambe ungangitshela kancane why you decided to come here?
So I think it's central.
Yeah.
It's good service.
Okay.
The staff is always friendly. The food is good.
Yeah.
So I come here now and then just to have a meal and then I'm fine. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. That must be true because you're not the first person to say it. So I guess, if the comments are the same from different people, then it must be true. Yeah. So, Upizangan, what are you busy with lately? What are you doing in a normal day for Mr. CELANI DUBE?
Normal day, mostly it's us waking up, finding out what are we doing for that day.
Yeah.
Whether it's having a meeting right there or meeting some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to plan that much. There's so much to do.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, there's just so much.
We kind of had I'm not going to say an interview because of course it wasn't an interview, but we kind of had a session before a session.
Yes.
So as we are sitting here talking, there's already a lot that we have spoken about. But you're a radio personality.
Yes.
You are a DJ. You are an MC.
Yes.
You are, there's so many things that you do. How did you build yourself in that?
I came here 24 years ago, by the way, in Mpumalanga. I didn't know a single person.
You've been living here for 24 years?
Yes, 25 years this year. Right, so when you don't have anybody, you don't know anybody. There was a guy called Give and Take and Sizo Mataitai. They welcomed me into the province, Bangtengisa around and all that stuff. So I'm really thankful to them about Given, that they took me in as brothers. And you came here in Gizosabenza and started loving and falling in love with the province, the greenery, the scenery and everything. So that's how I got myself to be in this province. I didn't know even one person. Yeah.
Most people that I talk to that are not from Mpumalanga, they will tell you that I came here and I just fell in love with the place and I just loved the place and I decided that, you know what, I'm not leaving. And then most people back on Allah in Mpumalanga are always fighting to leave or relocate from Mpumalanga. How do you think that comes about?
I think everybody.
Okay. I think first we're gonna have no, we don't have to cut. We're just gonna have a waiter come through.
Oh.
So that's Mkazele, which is Dine. So me and my guest decided that we're gonna go for the cut for two. Ne?
Cut for two.
Yeah, is it gonna be okay for us?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll have the sirloin. Is it okay? Is it okay? You're the
fillet.
steak person. Is it the sirloin or the fillet? I don't know.
So long as it's good meat.
Okay, give us the sirloin with. Do we choose the sides?
Yeah,
or?
it comes in two sides. You choose from chips, rice, mashed pap, gray vegetables, baked potato, or side.
I think you mentioned that you
Can I
wanted
please have
veggies,
vegetable-
right?
veggies?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, what are you eating?
No, I'm cool with whatever you're eating today. Today, I'm even
So
sharing.
vegetable both side.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, it comes with that chimichurri sauce on top.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
So we're literally gonna have the same meal, him and I today.
Yes.
You know.
Sharing is caring.
Okay, that's how in sync we are. Okay, so before that, you were telling me about what you think the difference is between a person who comes into the province, Sega Kulile basically, and a person who was born here and grew up here. Because there's always that thing that one is always looking to relocate, and the other one comes here and they're like, oh, this is a nice place. I can.
So when I came here, I found out there's a lot of things that are not here. So if you are from outside, you see Gucci,
actually.
there was no McDonald's. There's no university.
Yeah.
There was no this, there was no this.
Yeah.
So we come and we want to implow something that is not here. That is not. So somebody who's from here
Is
sees
chasing
these
what is
things
not- yeah.
outside. Maybe they go for a visit.
Makes
They say, no,
sense.
I want to go and experience such.
Makes a lot of
There was no nightclub. I think one club had just closed down when you came and all that. So if there's no lifestyle, a person who's from here wants to leave.
Yeah.
But the person who's seen that, who's heard that, wants a serene, calm place to be. And then that's where you find that we fall in love when you come here. You say, it's more calmer. It's like in a staircase in a mall. It's like when you come in, if it's too fast, you trip. So, but when it's escalators.
Yeah.
So, but when it's slow, when you take it at your own space, you can travel through time.
All right. Now, hearing what you just said, you kind of made mention or alluded to the fact that Mpumalanga is kind of slow, you know, in terms of the evolving, in terms of things
They call
happening.
it the soul slow felt.
Do you understand? When you came here and you started building here, didn't you feel like maybe if I was home, you know, this and this and this would have happened already?
Umkhulu no baba when I left KZN bathi ukuhamba kuzala induni bathi abafowenu wabathola phambili. So I knew that in my own area I can build, but when you are in a foreign place, you can build the way you want. The world is your oyster.
Okay.
So I had a clean slate to start.
Oh, yeah.
I had a fresh start, and I knew that Mpumalanga will be an oyster for me. Yeah.
How did you get into radio?
Actual fact, there was still News Cafe somewhere in this shopping center.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and I'm checking. You know, Machita siyakhuluma, and we're chilling with this guy, and eventually he's like, I like your voice. I'm like, hey, uthini manje Mchita? So eventually he tells me, I'm Bondontuli.
Okay.
And Bondontuli, you used to be with your YFM and Kai FM, all those guys. And I said, yeah. He's like, no, we're starting a new radio station here. It's called Empower FM.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, okay. So he's like, no, go and meet this guy, test your voice, and maybe I would like you to be. I'm like, no, I'm working. I don't need to be on radio. I don't want to be a DJ. He's like, no, try it. Here's the number. Call the guy. 2 weeks down the line, I never called the guy. And he called, and he's like, hey, Bon, Dave tells me that you haven't called you.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't want to. You know, it's like, no, please come. So I drove to Riverside and I got to see him. And they tested my voice. It went 10 over 10. And he's like, dude, I've got a slot 3 to 6 in the morning. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything between 3 and 6.
You know?
I'm working from 8 to 5, so what the heck. So that's how I started radio.
It wasn't really something that you loved.
Not at all. I didn't even dream about it.
Yeah.
But I had listened to radio quite a long time growing up, and I look up to radio personalities of different radio stations.
Yeah. Okay, now in starting your career in radio, how then do you now fall in love with the space?
I think the minute you put on that mic,
Yeah.
there is something that happens. You learn the science of radio behind the scenes. It's not like what you say, it's how you say it. Are you talking to? Which audience are you talking to? You need to understand who's the target market. We're talking an LSM of about 7 to 10. So I needed to understand who is that target listening between 7 to 10. So we needed to understand the bond rates, revenue, finance, all of those things, which I wasn't really privy to because of the target audience that we had to talk to. So it was now learning the science of radio, learning the sales of radio, the marketing of radio, how everything comes into play.
How and when did you do all of that? Because
No,
you're not somebody that went to school for.
I started marketing.
Yeah.
So marketing is my primary line. So I studied Institute of Marketing Management. So marketing teaches you about product, place, promotion, and then when you go and study further, you learn about people and package. In marketing. So when that came, I needed then now to understand that how do you then infuse radio into marketing. So for me, it talked very good. I knew radio empowers a product, how to sell it, how to market it, at which rate, which is the rates of adverts and all this. So it was really coming together for me, and I was enjoying it.
From what you've just shared now, what would you say most of our and it's crazy asking this question because I'm a personality myself, but what would you say most of our radio personalities are lacking? With you had your marketing, and then you blend that with your radio. It came together and it gelled and it worked for you, and it proved to be a huge advantage. What would you say most of our radio personalities are lacking, like Kaya?
It's passion.
Yeah.
It's passion.
Passion?
Passion. I remember some radio stations before when we used to listen to them as radio, and people were passionate about radio.
Okay.
Then the minute they started bringing people because of followers.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a personality.
Yeah.
You can feel it even when they talk that they're not passionate about radio.
No matter
No. But you listen to a person who started radio, a DJ Fresh, at Glenn Lewis, and all that. You hear the passion. Even now.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna put you on the spot. I am gonna put you on the spot for that one.
Yeah.
And I want you to give me one, without mentioning Laba Kona, Laba my old.
Yes.
I want you to give me one radio personality right now or radio presenter right now that you feel has that package.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right now.
Yes,
I need to look. There's a guy. I've listened to him quite a number of times to his show. He used to go, I think he was still working for BCR at the time. He was called Capital E. And now he's called Musa Skosana. Yes. That guy, you can feel it. It's in his core.
Yeah.
He's passionate about radio. There's a guy also called Vibe, DJ Vibe. He's now, I think he's in the Northwest now. He also started at BCR, went to various radio stations, including Rise FM and all those guys.
Yeah.
He also was very passionate. I'm talking about guys that I've listened to and I think radio lives within them.
Yeah.
Even with Likwala Kwala, I was listening to Likwala Kwala. And there's a couple of people I can mention that I see.
Please mention one.
There's different kinds of radio.
Okay.
But Fortune does radio for me.
Right?
Yeah. He goes on a listener and a global stage. He takes you, fills you in, he puts you in some sort of a radio trance. And that's what we want to see. We want to see people that they've researched what they are saying, they know what they're saying. So there's quite a number of guys which I think they're doing a great job on radio.
Yeah. I just had to make sure. I just had to make sure that the industry is not completely dead.
Not at all.
Yeah. Are you ever looking to tap into that space again?
Radio.
Yeah.
I did it for 15 years, so it's high time we give it to other people. I don't believe I should be an ancient person on radio, but I think we can teach radio.
Yeah.
That's 1. 2, we can coach. 3, we can have a slot, a show where people who are coming up, who've been looking up to us, who can see that you can still do radio in this way.
Yeah.
Some people can't even have a content on the show because they are all about social media. Their references and their content is all about what was said on Twitter, what's going on here. I mean, I don't look at Twitter, I don't write when I do radio. It's what I see, what we are talking about today,
Yeah.
what content is all over, except social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then wouldn't you say that most of our lives nowadays is social media?
Not at all,
basically?
not at all.
Yeah. I think that's where the creativity
Yes.
part.
If you want to, if you're a radio personality,
Yeah.
just don't take anything on social media and then continue doing radio and tell me what you come up with. Have nothing for social media today, what
Yeah.
you've heard. I mean,
Yeah.
let's say we're talking about what had happened in the case, right? In Eastern case, the rape thing. What else can be said about that besides what you heard on social
What you are
media?
seeing trending on social
You know, so you can still say the same story, but in a
Yeah.
different format. You can still highlight what you want to say, but
Yeah.
in a different format.
touch different aspects of
Now, let me put an example.
yeah.
A very good producer, or what do you call it, programs manager, it was
Yeah.
Tony Merrill. He taught us how to say words or say something without saying it. So if you're gonna say maybe Black Coffee is coming up next, I'm gonna play Black Coffee.
Yeah.
What if somebody who doesn't want to listen to Black Coffee, he'll switch off,
Yeah.
right?
Hate that guy, yeah.
So I'll say, coming up next, I'm gonna play a guy who DJ with one hand. So automatically in your mind, you're gonna, who's the guy who's DJing with one hand?
Okay.
You see? So then that's when you say time spent listening. A person then starts listening more. Or I say after the news, a guy who plays with one hand, he's just won a Grammy coming up next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you thought it was that easy doing radio, now you kind of have an idea how the OGs used to do it.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're going to move from that now because
Yes.
I did mention that you are a multifaceted personality. You don't do just radio. You are also a shop MC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. You
Yes.
know, clearly, whenever you're gonna, that's one thing about also branding yourself and setting the tone for when you're gonna walk into a room and communicate. What do they call it? Negotiate.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the term. But when you set the tone to how you're gonna negotiate for your brand or whatever, I feel like you are a well-packaged. You know, like when I say I am CELANI DUBE and this is what I charge,
Yes.
you know, a person can simply just be like, oh, okay, I get it. How did the MCing come about?
Actually, I started year 2000. At school, I used to act and all that, but in Mpumalanga, I started year 2000. I MC'd for 4 years for free in Mpumalanga, 4 years. Knocking on doors, showing people what it MCing. For me, it wasn't about paying, it was perfecting my skill because I was about to charge.
Yeah.
But people didn't know, and I wasn't skillful enough.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of people then when they just think an MC is
That's
getting
what
a
I
paper,
wanted to
then,
ask you.
then
Those 4 years, what role did they play in the CELANI, the MC that
Yes.
you are right now? Those 4 years that you gave yourself.
So that 4 years taught me one, stage present. It requires me patient and reading audience, how you connect with the audience, big or small.
Yeah.
And then negotiating with the client that needs to say, you can't just come and say, "CELANI, we're MCing tomorrow. I'm going to tell you who's that, why are they MCing. I want to understand about the event, who's the target market that you are, the target audience that you, so what's the goal that you want on that day as an MC that I must project."
Yeah.
So I learn all of those things, and then the pricing, the quoting, to say, how much am I charging you? I consult with you before we MC.
Yeah.
Because I need to know this is what you want and I must execute.
Yeah.
And if I'm executing, this is how much I'm charging. And this is how much you're paying me 7 days before the event. Otherwise, I don't pitch. Yeah.
I feel like you're very shrewd.
No.
When it comes to negotiating, I feel like you know what? I think one thing that beats most of us in the industry is that voice, or being able to say, listen, this is what I'm offering, and if you are not able to meet my requirements, then I walk. I think many of us are afraid of that, to say a person is going to be like, oh, okay, no, I'm not.
So you're all about high asna budget.
Bet. Yeah, okay.
No. I think you can be
No,
very professional.
Actually, I wanted to ask, how did you? I feel like this marketing of yours, yeah, no, it kind of built you.
It works.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I feel like a person who is in the entertainment space needs to have a marketing. If you're going to learn anything from CELANI today, is that you need to do your marketing, okay? NJ, let's just go out there and get our marketing certificates, degrees, whatever you call it, because it seems like it works. But I was going to ask you how you got your voice to say, no, actually, this is my brand, this is what my brand is worth, and it's a take it or leave it situation.
No. Actually, fact, you can be very professional, not really arrogant
Yeah.
about your work. It
Yeah.
can be, it's not like take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But here is what I offer. If you're not willing to go that route, then I don't think I'll compromise. There are people who come and say, CELANI, I've got this event, but I don't have a budget.
Yeah.
I'll say, let me say, for instance, I charge 20,000.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'll charge 10,000. Because you don't have an event or you don't have a budget.
Yeah.
10,000 will only cover for me for my cost. So I'm not gonna charge you to MC.
Okay.
I'm just giving you away. So give me the 10, and then I won't charge you to MC.
Yeah.
So it should be my own driving, my own where I sleep,
Yeah.
my own what I wear. Because as we're on TV here and in podcast, people are seeing what you're wearing today. Next week they'll be asking, she's wearing the same
The
shirt.
same, you know?
And then you don't understand when people like, no. It's because people are watching. They know exactly that, span, type of thing. So you need to wear. You need to dress up. You need to show up. You need to look good, type of thing. So it's all those things put into one that you package yourself and say, this is who I am. As I told you, I started 2004. That's when I started putting my first invoice. I think it was 500 rand at the time.
Yeah.
Abanye, they were like, we are busy at that time.
Yeah.
Then it grew up to 1,000, 1,500 type of thing. And I think by 2010, FIFA came, and we made money in FIFA, so we were charging, That's why we could see our value to say, so if I put an MCing for 25,000, it works.
That's another thing. How do you sit there and be like, it's time I added 500. It's time I added 1,000 on top of.
One, you negotiate with the person who's calling the client, how much is the budget?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's at the face value. They tell you, I do have a budget for you for 20,000. And then you say, but I charge 25. Are you willing to put it at 25? You say, hey, I can scratch. And then they come back and say, no, we did find 25.
Okay.
You understand? But if you would just come and say, give us a code to say, here's a 2.5. They're going to give you the 2.5.
You know what, Ne? Since we started talking and with everything that you have shared,
yes,
I think you have highlighted branding.
Yes.
Branding yourself, packaging yourself, basically. And I feel like that is what most of us, I include myself, I'm guilty as charged. That is what most of us don't pay attention to, but that is also what is the most important, I feel.
It's the supply and demand in economics. The more you are available, the less your value.
Oh.
The more you are available, you are seen in every part, you are seen in every event, you are seen, your value drops.
icon. This thing is
but
confusing.
yes, the less you are available,
Okay.
the higher the demand.
Okay, wait. Now, where does networking come into this? Because that's what they always preach.
Yes.
Go out there, network, know people.
True.
Yes.
So networking comes here. I've emceed the event.
Yeah.
I don't close and say thank you, bye bye, then I walk out.
Yeah.
That's where you network after. So you've booked me, I've emceed, I'm not gonna leave.
Yeah.
So that's when I network. A lot of people who see you, they love the job that you are doing as an MC, but they don't know how to get hold of you. Yes, there is social media now, but I'm barely on social media.
Yeah.
But then that's when I start to talk to you, and someone says, I've got an event CELANI, coming up next. Can I book you? When are you available? I said, but my rate is so much. No. I love your work. Please. No, don't worry. So that's how you start to make. So don't go and negotiate before. Why I'm saying the supply and the demand. I learned this thing from Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
So Beyonce was being booked all over the show.
Yeah.
She was on print, she was on media, and Jay-Z said, hold on, value is dropping.
Yeah.
So what she did, she cut herself from the public. The value went up. That's marketing. Now, if you're looking for Beyonce, she's forever unavailable, that you have to pay her whatever she demands for her to avail herself. You understand? It's not as easy to just to be like, you just go to an event, you're not even invited.
Okay, something so random. Something so random just came to my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you this because I feel like just because you're a man.
No, ask me.
Is ready?
This is nice. You get our plates, right?
Yeah. That's a cup.
Okay.
Chair.
Let's move these things, okay? Before we get disturbed.
Yeah.
I really want to have my meats properly. Yes, you were saying? What do you want to ask me?
I have a story with this. Okay, I wanted to ask you because I asked somebody this question. Innocent, okay? Before I said it, just know that it's an innocent question. You are, okay.
Please be careful, the plates are too hot.
I can feel them from here.
Yeah, like my beard is going.
Oh my God.
It's an eater. I brought you a eater.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Tabasco?
Yes, please.
Okay. So as I was saying, I asked somebody this question, and I feel like it's only fair.
Yeah.
Can I request the chili?
Chopped chili.
Yeah. Yeah. You know the ones that you guys.
Yeah.
The ones that you guys have. The one that is prepared. Yes, please.
I'm still waiting for the
Yeah,
question.
I keep getting disturbed. So I was saying that I asked somebody whether they get pretty privilege. I don't know what they call it for men.
Yeah.
If you're a good-looking man, do you feel like you've got privilege just for being a good-looking man over men that are, not as good-looking?
Firstly, I'm not good looking.
How? Because they use the term pretty privilege for women. If you're a woman and you're light-skinned and you're looking a type of way, then
I think it's very difficult for guys to be in this industry.
Yeah.
For men specifically.
Yeah.
So we need to do it the extra way. It's either your work talks for you, or you are not getting gigs. Yeah, well.
No, Kulani, but be truthful. There's never a lady that has hired you to the event simply because...
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
I just wanted to make sure because...
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Except I don't get to know who really booked me. Because you'll find that it's either the department or corporate clients. They just come and like, Eps have called you and called us and this is what we want.
Yeah.
And like, who booked me? They don't want to tell you.
Do you have a manager?
No.
No?
There you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
Is anything else?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Ngiyabonga.
much.
I'm learning this thing. This is nice.
It's very nice, huh? Okay, so you were telling me, do you have a manager?
No, I manage my own things.
Yeah. Do you have a reason for that?
Sometimes it's easier because you can meet people and they can negotiate with you indirectly and you know exactly how much you have. Sometimes managers don't put you the way they want. Sometimes they've got too many of us managing in one stable.
Yeah.
Then they're pushing one person and not pushing the other one.
Have you ever had an incident, because I think this is one thing that most people complain about, an incident where you're either not paid or not paid in time or not paid in full? How do you handle situations like those?
It was in 2010, FIFA 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, we worked and people didn't pay us in time or they robbed us, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what I hate, when you have to now go and negotiate outside that. And hence I started the 50% deposit and 7 days full payment before the event. Then there's no qualms after that. Before the event, you've paid me, thank you, I'm out.
Do you ever get a person that would then be like, but I don't have a surety to say you're going to pitch, or...
Hence, that's why it's a deposit. Before you put anything on the poster that I'm coming,
Yeah.
put
there has to be
50%
a-
deposit.
Okay.
Then 7 days to the event, I'll confirm that everything is okay.
Yeah.
Please put the rest of the money.
Yeah. And now we're going to move from that to your DJing. Did that come about simply because you're a radio personality?
Absolutely, I took over, occupied that space.
Yeah.
I'm a soulful DJ.
Yeah.
So I said, what can I do on a Sunday to make extra cash?
Yeah.
And Sunday sessions, we started sold out Sundays. We started a long time ago, sold out Sunday.
Yeah.
It was one of the nicest things to build. We built it over a period of 3 to 5 years. People didn't know what Sunday sessions were.
Yeah.
And we built it up. Yeah. Now everybody is doing Sunday sessions.
Yeah, because Sundays are for that.
For lovers.
Yeah. Wow. For Sunday sessions. They're just for Sunday sessions.
Yes.
And how is that aspect of your career, or I don't know, or your hobby? Because I was saying earlier on that I feel like you don't really give it that much, you know?
I think it's a hobby
Yeah.
because I don't go out to market it.
Yeah.
That's one. It's somebody who says, I know CELANI does good things. So
Thank you.
I think I should be doing more.
Yeah.
I think so. I would love to have my own place, like here at Ten and Tender. And know what every Sundays I do Sunday sessions here.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be very nice.
So if you're looking for a specific music,
Yeah.
you set it up, you know. But venue owners, they're different. They'll tell you, no. If you go to other provinces, venue owners are very open to such, you know. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
What value does social media hold in your brand, your work, your line of work? Because in talking, I feel like you've mentioned how you're not really, I'm there because, but I'm not really, you know. And then there are people who feel like it's a must. You can't be a personality, you can't be in entertainment without having a presence on social media.
I don't think so. I think when you're still building,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
be on social media
Yeah.
and all that. Some of us love privacy more than social media.
Yeah.
Social media exposes us to things that we really don't want. So social media, I'm 10% of what I put on social media is what I
Yeah.
want you to see,
Yeah.
not what what is really happening. So 90% of other people put 90% of their lives on social media and 10% private. Meaning 10% is also on social media, 90% is private. Others, you know what car they drive, Where
Yeah.
do they buy? Where
Yeah.
do they eat? Today they are sitting here.
Yeah.
They're sending location. It's all dangerous out there.
Very.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a scandal on social media?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
You don't look like...
No, they said I was dead.
Okay, wait. That's not really a scandal.
But yeah, they said I was
you were
dead.
wanted to be... How?
I don't know. Somebody just
What
wrote
had
and
happened? Wait,
nothing.
what had happened to you?
Somebody just came and just said, "Rest in peace, CELANI."
But then how did they say
and then-
you died?
I don't know. Then people were just thing is then I think I was in a meeting. I'm seeing these calls, and eventually Lungile Mango calls, and I answer like Echa, and she's like, "You're alive." I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "Hey, when social media is saying you are
Social
dead."
media has killed you, basically.
Exactly. I'm like, "Oh, that means I'm still gonna live some more."
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the only thing I remember.
When was this?
2015.
I don't know why I feel like I remember this, actually. Well, that is crazy. But besides that, you've never had one of those.
Scandals.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have things to hide, and so I don't know what will the scandal be all about.
Yeah. Now, speaking about not having things to hide, you're somebody that, like you've just said, you put 10% of your life on social media, and everything else
Excuse me.
is
Yeah.
just to you. We don't see much of your family, like family man when
Yeah.
it comes to social media. That is intentional.
No. There is the. I say everybody's got three lives:
Yeah.
public life, private life, and a secret life.
Yeah.
So a public life is what we've been talking about: DJing, MCing,
Yeah.
radio, and all that. That's public.
Yeah.
People will know about it. But a private life is my family.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know where my kids are,
Yeah.
what school they go to, and things like that, or
Yeah.
if they are with me in these holidays, yes or no, or not, because that's private. And then the secret life is a life that is a secret, whether it's a secret society or secret businesses
Yeah.
or whatever. Because I think if you overshare, that's when people can attack you.
Yeah.
If they know, you can attack a DJ, CELANI,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Because that thing is what I want you to see.
Yeah.
Can attack a radio personality, I don't mind. It's what you want to see. Yeah.
What would you say is the secret to longevity?
Consistency. Whatever you do, be consistent, be truthful. Don't lie and say I will do something and you can't. Be humble. I think one thing that really put me on the map in Mpumalanga is
Yeah.
because of my humility in getting to know people.
Yeah.
I was in a foreign place. I didn't want any scandals, I wanted just to do the brand and grow with the brand.
Yeah.
And I think I've accomplished half of it.
I feel like we've sat and we've spoken for the longest time about so many things, and I have been enjoying it. Now, I want to get into your line of work. I feel like this is like your core.
Yes.
You do still do your marketing as...
Yes.
Yeah. How's that coming along?
Oh, currently, on my company, we're busy with the Mpumalanga International Jazz Festival. We've been wanting to do it for the longest time.
Okay.
So, if anything goes according to plan, we'll
Yeah.
really bring it to forth.
Yeah.
So, from the company side, that's what I'm driving at. Putting all the marketing strategies together,
Yeah.
getting the stakeholders, getting the sponsorships. It's quite a lot of work, but that's the marketing side.
Yeah. Oh, that is beautiful. We're looking forward to that. I can tell you. I've heard a few people complain about how... I think we once had a concept like that one.
It was once stolen from us, by the way. I'm not gonna go there.
Why? Because you can't just hint at something and then leave it in the air. That concept was stolen from you? How does that work?
You propose proposals and people say they're not sponsoring you.
And then they take it for
Then
their...
they take it, they give it to their friends. Yeah.
And there's nothing that you can do?
Legally, you can't.
Yeah.
But I think now we finally got how the legal route will work.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how.
What would you say you learned from that experience?
Don't overshare. Some government departments, they take the concept, redo it, give it to somebody. Or they tell you, give us the concept document, you present it to them, then they say thank you, then you wait, and then somebody has got your idea. So you've went and presented it.
Okay, how does one equip themselves? No, really, because I feel like you are probably just one of the many people who have had something like this happen to them. And you're lucky to have learned ways to go about not, having this
overshare.
experience again, So how does one equip themselves? Because many people don't have the resources really.
There's the Copyright Act.
Yeah.
You need to know it to say, how do you copyright the concept?
Yeah.
A simple thing is posting it on a post office, posting it to yourself. You've copyrighted already. You've copywritten the document to say this document is about this, and then you post it to yourself. You can also do that.
Oh.
Copyright is to a lawyer writing into it, this is my concept, la 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 la. Third one is emails, because you're emailing it to that particular person. That means you've got a copy of saying iCloud, save it on iCloud to say you've emailed so and so and you've discussed this document about this, all of those things. So it's a whole lot of things that you can do to secure that somebody doesn't steal it. And then should it happen that they now see the event happening, that's when you can pull all those records. Yeah.
You have spoken about how you would be open to teaching
Yes.
and coaching up and coming personalities in Mpumalanga and I think outside of even.
Absolutely.
Just a basic, when one looks to package themselves and become presentable in how they want to sell themselves, what is a basic, I don't even know how to put it, but basically, what should make up the Lerato Molefe brand? Let me put it like that.
One, your name.
Yeah.
If Lerato Molefe is the name brand, I was about Lerato Molefe, but and outside, aka Ngu CELANI, aka Ngu Sfiso, aka, so it must be a brand name.
That across.
Mina is CELANI DUBE, everything.
Everywhere. Yeah.
That's my brand name.
Yeah.
To protect your brand name.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't protect them. Let me say, this is a alcohol brand.
Yeah.
So shoot an eye.
Yeah, we'll pay.
Shoot. No, they're not even paying you.
Yeah.
So why are you exposing them?
Yeah.
So protect that, because that alcohol brand or that picture will last 20 to 15 years to come. For ladies, how you dress, whether social or business-wise or meetings or so wherever, your dress code, it talks to you as a brand. And then how you conversate with other people, other peers.
Yeah.
Mina, you can go to Likwala Kwala, Kwekwezi, PCR, Rise, UPM, whatever. I talk to all of them.
Yeah.
And all of them, I work with them. Because I don't see them as enemies. I see them as colleagues, If you are coming here and podcast, you're my colleague. So that's why we could talk. But you don't go to other people and you say, because Uli Kwala Kwala, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
No. I've got friends at Kwala Kwala, personal friends, But I've got friends at Rise FM, I've got friends in BBR FM.
Yeah.
So as you grow with your brand, also network with other people who are in the same industry. If you are in the media space.
Yeah.
Before you can say, then I'm moving into other aspects of life. That's when they get to know he's in media space, but there is this about CELANI that we don't know that he
Yeah.
does privately. That's when the business side comes in, type of thing. Yeah.
Right. And now, how do you sustain then?
There's
Because
still more meat, by the way. How? You will make me want to eat more alone. How? This thing is nice, guys. Oh.
It's very nice, actually. There's building, but then now once you've built, you
Yeah.
have to sustain the brand that you built. How do you do that?
I was saying this over being too much accessible.
Yeah.
Two, don't go to events that are not paying you to even show face.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are just going to
in the
events
name of
and
networking.
no, pay me to be there. I'm putting value on your brand.
Yeah.
So why must I go to an event and you like, hey, please let's take a photo with Lerato. Nang no CELANI, but you didn't even pay me to come to your event.
Yeah.
No, doesn't work.
Okay.
Two, and just be relevant. I remember both Vuyo Mbuli, Vuyo the singer, the gospel guys. Ne? Remember kwakusena lama suit amade, type of suits, that long Stevie Harvey suits, ne?
Yeah.
That was 10, 15 years back. So how do you sustain that? Move with times.
Yeah.
Look at Steve Harvey now. Suits, it's cut,
Yeah.
it's proper. So if he comes with the old stuff now, so that's how you maintain. You say, what is on fashion, but where is my draw line?
Yeah.
By the way, fashion, they say it's fools are showing high interest on nothing.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting. Okay, that came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that.
So you shouldn't just follow fashion.
Yeah.
as it is. Look for what works for you, or what do you call it? Trends. You guys are saying it's trending.
Yeah. Okay, now what about investing in your brand? Spending money on your brand. How important is that?
It is crucial that you have your own photo shoot. I just did my photo shoot a month ago.
Yeah.
For 2025.
Okay. Also, yearly you do your photo shoot.
Twice a year.
Twice a year, even.
Because I've got two things that I'm marketing. Before the year, January to June, you are putting yourself out there. But from June to December, you now say whatever I've put out, it must give me. My emceeing, my DJ must now happen. So you put yourself out, and then the other one is like, now see what I'm doing. So even the photo shoot must be different. There could be business photo shoot, there could be emceeing photo shoots, there could be DJ photo shoots, So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm full, okay, and not just from the food. I think from the information that I have acquired, more than anything, I feel like today's episode was just about learning. If not about your brand, it is more about how to keep
definitely
yourself.
not about CELANI, ne?
I mean, then, no, you know what? This goes to speak for who CELANI is. This shows,
Yes.
this is you, basically.
Absolutely.
Because even the conversation that we had before the cameras came on, it was you pouring into, and I feel like that could really just be who you are.
That's
even
me.
if you are away from the public and you are now in your private space, I feel like that is probably the kind of person that you are. You pour your wisdom onto the people that are around.
I think it's more if you're giving information, it's up to somebody if they use it, yes or no.
Yeah.
But you would have said when I did tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And I've got guys which you've put up on radio, you've put up on TV, and they're doing well wherever they are.
Yeah.
And they'll say, Ish, I remember telling what you did, what you said to me.
Yeah.
And I went and implemented it, and it works, and it's working, type of thing. Some still even ask you now, listen, what to do? You've been married now for 17 years. How do you keep it up? Type of thing in this entertainment industry.
There was once a time when you were private as you claim to be, but there was once a time where even on social media you were very vocal about your marriage, your wife, the kind of things that you get up to. I know she's very active.
Yeah.
And I know this from that you were sharing. I know this from what you were sharing to say your wife is somebody that likes being active and all of that and all of that. So why did you stop doing that? And Firstly, why did you start doing that?
I think whenever you are in a married space,
Yeah.
when you're in a happy space, you always want to share to some people who are saying it won't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
No. I'm like, Chip, I met her the first day, I kissed her the first day.
Are you
You know,
serious?
and we've been married for 17 years. So you can't say, hey, 90 days rule, hey, must wait, hey,
Wait,
must
so
wait.
you don't believe in that?
That doesn't work. It's either you connect or you don't.
Wait, so you don't believe in the 90 days?
No, what is it for? We are guys, we can wait for 90 days. After that, I chow and then I leave. So what's
But
the
still,
point
you
of
would have
90
waited
days?
anyway.
What's the point of 90
We're
days?
girls wasn't we're petty, isn't it? So
Yeah.
still, I would have made you wait.
Exactly. But I'll wait and I'll wait. But when you're like, 90 days is over, you give it. I mean, I was only about that thing.
Wow.
It's true.
Yeah. No, but unfortunately, that doesn't apply to everybody.
No, true.
Yeah, so that's why relationships are a gamble at the end of the day.
But we had to show people that who we are.
Yeah.
And people understood this. Ukuku is a very private person. I'm a public figure. So how do you balance a public figure and a private person? There came a stage, was like, okay, you've done this thing now for 10, 11 years. Can you now move back?
Yeah.
You know? I needed to push her now
Oh,
in
okay.
her businesses, in her career development and all
Yeah.
that stuff. That's why I was like, okay. And then she doesn't want to post. So now, you can imagine she's graduating and I can't even take it, or I take a photo but I can't post it.
Yeah.
So I had to unlearn myself to say, hey, you know. And people just think, I'm here in Mpumalanga for 25 years. And OIFM, she's not been here for 3 years.
Yeah? Is she from
She's
here?
from
or-
here.
Wait, when you say she's not been here, then where is she? Is she
She's in
back home?
Joburg. No, our house is in Joburg. It's not even in Mpumalanga. You see
Hey,
now?
okay.
You see why I say I don't talk about.
There's a lot that has happened.
Exactly.
But I think this goes to say that at the end of the day, a relationship is really about two people. And
Yeah.
it's custom made for the two of you guys.
Yeah, she's from
Only the two
Matsulu,
of
by
you
the
guys
way.
can make- Really?
Originally from Swaziland, and then they moved here when she was 9. And yeah, I met her when she was 22,
Yeah?
got married at 23, and yeah, been together since.
I actually want to ask because, like, as a public figure, and as somebody that has been a public figure for the
Yeah.
longest time, and as somebody that is deemed as a good-looking man, even though you say wada wada, but it's fine, has that never caused issues between the two of you guys?
It did once. In
Yeah.
fact, I came home, I was emceeing an event. I don't know who did this, but on my
And it was
white
not
shirt,
you.
in my white shirt, there was a lipstick here. So somebody hugged me and did a mwah kiss here. And then she was
Right.
washing the next day.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I don't know who put this lipstick here. Those
Right.
women are shrewd.
It's the woman, yes.
And I was like, I really didn't know because I was hugging so many people, hello, hello, hello. But somebody said hello, and
Yeah.
She
and then
put it here.
Yeah.
so she thought somebody was in my arms
Yeah.
because of it. So yeah, but I had to explain today. I really don't know who did it. Till today, I don't know. But the other
believe
one,
you.
oh sorry, the other one.
Oh, there's another one.
Another one I remember.
Okay.
It's my car. I drive it every day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't
You
remember
don't know again.
who I lift that time.
Oh, you don't know who you lifted.
No,
Okay.
because within that period.
So you lifted a
right?
lot of people.
Yes, within the period, right?
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
And then
Wait, so you lifted a lot of women?
No, just people. Yeah, but, and then afterwards, Lalel,
I'm listening.
the wife comes in. I pick her up from school, from I don't know, it was work or something.
Yeah.
She comes into the passenger seat. On the passenger seat, here kuna malilets.
Wait. Ah.
And then the wife
Come
asks,
on.
"Who is this? What is
No,
this for?"
that's a bit too much.
Buga.
No, come on now. Ah, come on. No, come on. Respectfully, come on.
I'm
No,
serious.
there's no way. There's no Mali, let's see.
Why were they
There's
there?
no
And I
way.
don't know
There's-
who put them there.
You are such a typical guy. That is fine. I don't want to
It wasn't
tint-
me.
Obviously.
Okay.
How? I do not want to tint the beautiful image that we know. So we know you to be this posh.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the truth.
That story is not gonna fly. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna speak for your wife now because that one doesn't fly. I'm sure even until today she's like,
So that the one you flies.
I mean, that could. Obviously, it doesn't fly, but it could make sense because if you say there was a lot of women in yeah, but in the car now. Also, Mali, let's see. Come on now.
Looks like we're done.
No, there's still pieces.
So
One more and one more.
Get one.
Yeah. There's one more and then she gets this one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Then you can take this.
I thought you
No,
left
Shami, this one I
something.
want though. Can I get it with me? I want this for real, for real.
Is it?
Yeah, I do, Shem.
Thank
Okay,
you.
can I have it?
Thank you. So yeah, life is like that. It's interesting.
Yeah, very much interesting. As much as you are interesting.
You can ask even the wife. She'll tell you. Well, yeah, there's that. I still remember.
Also,
till
there's that, and judging from that, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more, but it's fine. It's okay. I'm not even going to fish for any more. Because we're done with our food, I think it's only fair that we're done with our conversation as well, because clearly we can go
So
on.
are you married?
No, Kalan, this is my podcast.
Asking.
No, Kalan, this is my
No,
podcast.
I'm getting to know you as
No,
well.
you're my guest. You're
Isn't
not
it-
here to
isn't
know me. Don't do that. What is this that you're doing? Do you see now? This is the challenge. This is the challenge when you don't carefully select your guests. Before we shut everything down,
Yes.
now we need to talk about the meal that we had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm giving you a scale of 1 to 10.
10 being the best.
Yeah.
No, it was 10.
Yeah, it was.
I enjoyed it.
I agree with you so much. It was.
I'm gonna come
definitely-
back.
Ne?
10 and 10 then.
Yeah. Yeah, you were at 10 and 10. I give it a 10 as well. Now the ambience, the space.
It's absolutely stunning. I think it's good when black people thrive in business and us supporting the business. I'll still like to talk to him about the Sunday session as well. I think it could be a good concept. Play good music while you're having your food. Not too hectic, not too shabby, not too poof. Just some mellow music. It could work.
It actually could. Yeah, it actually could. Even I would come through.
See, you come up here and I could come through.
Not even. Washem, not even. I don't even. I'm
So you
not
still
of that
do radio now?
generation. Yeah, I do.
Really?
Okay, please. We're done. That was that. Please, thank you so much for watching. Remember, subscribe, like, and follow. Do comment on the comment section. We're done.